Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Mike Kelly. I am the co-founder and developer here at MemberVault. I wanted to take a few minutes today to introduce you to our platform, kind of show you how it's different than the traditional course membership platform that's out there right now, and give you some real world examples. We can look at some accounts that are actually working right now today, people are running their businesses with and very successfully, and then kind of like get you in on the strategy of like how to set this up for your business. And then finally, if there's some time, we'll actually take a peek behind the curtain to kind of look at the admin to see like what kind of data that you can expect to get out of this and what kind of results you can expect to get out of this. So yeah, let's dive in. First of all, what is MemberVault? That is hard for everyone to define. Yes, we started out as a course platform. A lot of people might still call us a course platform, and that's okay because we still do that. But we saw the bigger picture. Well, we noticed that most content creating entrepreneurs were building way more content than just a course, right? That's very short-sighted. A lot of us have opt-ins, freebies, ebooks, courses. We work one-on-one with people. We do some coaching. We do some group coaching. We do some whatever it is. There's so many different types of digital content that we're putting out there. And we just thought it was silly to have that all broken up into little bits and pieces everywhere. It's hard for you. It's hard for your users. It's just not a good experience. So what if we could bring that all into one place that would be easier for you and that would be easier for your users to go ahead and just kind of binge on everything and see everything there. Transparency is a big part of what people are wanting these days, and they just want to be able to kind of like dive into your brand, right? And this is so great because it's the idea of bringing all of your audience into one place, not just the people that are buying stuff, right? Yes, the goal is to get people to buy things, but it is such a great place to bring your whole list in, and it really brings your list to life, and you can kind of see what's going on there. So MemberVault will host all of your digital products, so your courses, your monthly memberships that you might have, any kind of freebies, opt-ins, stuff like that you have as well. And what typically happens is you'll see, like, if you go to someone's website, they'll be like, sign up for my free thing, my free PDF checklist or something like that. And then you sign up for that, and then you get the email, and you're great. And then you're put into an automation, and then you'll just get emails about all the launches that are coming up, and you're just part of the system then. It's really impersonal, and it puts everybody on the same like one track, and that's just such a disadvantage to how people actually buy things. It's a disadvantage to how people actually want to engage in things. If you look at how any sales or any, especially digital, is done these days, it's all about getting in there and just like binging on stuff and then buying what you want. Now, tracking is important too, and we do that. So that's the real difference here, is that instead of just having everything sectioned out into little pieces everywhere, instead we kind of bring it all into one place. And so the idea here is to actually have your free content, whatever your opt-ins or anything like that is, have that in your MemberVault account alongside of your courses, alongside of your ebooks and your one-on-one services that you offer, everything like that. So when somebody opts in for that checklist, that freebie, they log into MemberVault to get it, and they see everything else that you offer. Now, what's crazy is we always thought that was a good idea, but we didn't know how well it would work. It works incredibly well. What we found is that 88% of people that go into MemberVault to get whatever freebie that they opted in for, 88% of them will click into your other offers and check out what else you have. That is massive. That is massive, massive. People are curious and they'll click around and they want to check it out. So MemberVault has really evolved as a platform over the years to fill this need of having everything in one place, this need of like having some cohesive brand, not like, oh, I got my course over here in Teachable and I got my opt-in here in ConvertKit, or I have it hidden in my site, somewhere behind a password protected page. It's a little bit of a mess for you and your users. So we're attempting to go ahead and answer that. And what's great is that it's been working really well. And we're going to take a look at a couple accounts right now because I think a picture says 1,000 words. So we can go ahead and we can look at some accounts of what I'm talking about here. And so we've engineered MemberVault to be almost like somewhere in between, like, yes, it's a course page, it's a course platform, but it's also a little bit of a lightweight website and e-commerce store as well. So I'll show you what I mean here. And we can look at, like, I'm going to show you 4 different accounts, and we're going to look at, like, the types of products they have in there, and the types of businesses that they have. And so you can kind of get some ideas about what people are actually doing in here. And we'll take a look behind the scenes after this and kind of see how everything pieces together. But I don't want this to be like a how to build this video. It's actually really simple once you get into the admin and you start popping content in there. What I really want to show you is the layout. I want to show you the types of products that people are having. And all these accounts are really successful. They do really, really well. They've been with us for a while. And it's really cool to see their businesses grow in MemberVault. So without further ado, here we go. So this is Kronda. So Carvel Digital, Kronda is awesome. She is actually going to be one of our certified partners. She's super techie. She helps businesses with all kinds of, like, mindset, strategy, automation, technology, all that kind of stuff, right? And so this is her MemberVault page. We call it the marketplace page, but really, has a little introduction video, little what does Kronda do. We call this the welcome area, and this is a rather new feature that we just don't see on a lot of other platforms. So we can kind of scroll down there, and now we can see what products that she has available. So we can see all the different products. And again, we don't call everything a course because it's not. There's all kinds of different stuff going on here. So you can tell she's got stuff really broken down by almost like brand as well. So you can look at, you can kind of take a peek at all this kind of stuff. Usually what you're going to do is your users are going to come here for a specific purpose of, like, hey, content that sells, cool. Here's my 10-minute profitable guide. Now, this is something that you would typically have in, this in, like, an email or something like that. And that's really missing a huge opportunity, because look how much I already have learned about Kronda just by going here. And so you can, so I think she's got this to set as pay what you want, but you can go ahead and you can opt in. We even allow you to link out to different landing pages, so you can even have a landing page somewhere else and then have them opt in and pop over, and then they'll get access to this course or whatever this content is. So once they're in there, you can see all kinds of other stuff. And we'll track what other people look at. And when you're in here, you can even, some of these, I think, yeah, see, she's using an external shopping cart here, which you can absolutely do. That's one of the things that we always stress here at MemberVault, is that you can bring the tools that you want. So let's say you're a big ThriveCart user, or you like ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or whatever it is. You can bring whatever tools you have here, and we will integrate with them. We have built in, the next example we'll see, they're using the built-in MemberVault payment integration, but you don't have to, right? So you can hook this up with any other kind of system that you want, which is really cool. So, but again, we can see all the different kinds of products that she has here, like a website blueprint, some content bootcamp. And what's really cool about this is what Kronda was seeing, is that you're able to see, like, when people opt in for whatever, or maybe they buy a low-cost course or something like that, but then they will go ahead, and once they're logged in, they see all these other things, and they're able to click into them and check out what they are. And of course, when you're in here as one of them, you can even see at the bottom, there's the other available products. So we're constantly surfacing this for your users, because again, we want them to be just totally invested in your brand, and we want them to click around and learn more and kind of binge on your content. So let's move on from Kronda here. And let's see, 10-minute guide. Here's another example. So this is the boat galley. So this is really cool. This is Carolyn. She's been with us for a while, and she has a very unique business, right? She basically teaches people how to retire on a sailboat and sail around the world. And there's a lot of things that you need to know. I can appreciate that. I did the RV thing for a while, and on a boat, I can't even imagine. So that's her audience, and she has a killer blog, and that's how she's getting people kind of getting their attention. But after she gets their attention on the blog, she drives them here to her MemberVault. And this is where she's got all the goodies. Now you see we allow you to even put in a banner up here, which people can close. So in response to the whole COVID thing, Carolyn has set all of her courses to pay what you can. And I know I've done a separate video about pay what you can and how effective it really, really is. So that's really working well. And again, you can see here, so newsletter free subscription. So this is exactly what I'm talking about here. There's a little introduction. She's done just a great job of introducing herself and you know who she is and what she's doing. You can pop into here for her newsletter, and this is where you can kind of sign up. And see, the sign up just comes up right here. I can go ahead and I can sign right up. And what's cool about this is when you have the sign up process right inside of MemberVault, bam, that's it. I don't have to wait for an email. Now I'm in. So now I can go ahead and I've opted in for the newsletter. This is automatically sent me over to, I believe she's using MailChimp. So, I mean, I'll get an email and everything, but now see I'm logged in as Mike. So now I can go ahead and I can look at these other products that that I might want or that I can get. And I think I have, I already have an account with Carolyn. So these are all the products that I own. And then down here are the products that I don't own. So these are the available products. So I own a lot of Carolyn products. But this is really cool to be able to see. Let's see. Let's go into one of these ones. Yeah, so she's got by now all the different maps that she has. And this links out to a separate page. So there's so many different ways to do this, which I think is really cool as well. But the idea is always the same. Get your audience's attention, and instead of just having them opt in for some email thing, have them opt in here at MemberVault, and they really get the full experience. So eating well with a tiny fridge, hurricane prep list, and I think that's a free one too. Getting ready to cruise to Bahamas. She's got a couple signature courses in here that do really, really, really well. Downsizing for a life on a boat. Yeah, I can imagine. So just really cool stuff, and what a unique business. And she's doing really, really well here. And it's just really cool to be able to see that. And again, what's amazing is that she's able to see everything that people are doing. So yes, she's seeing more sales and more signups, but more engagement. And really, that's what we're all here for. So moving on. Now let's look at Tanya, massive brand courses. So Tanya, this is just so so good. She's helping brands and courses just like really lean into it and just sell high ticket items, and it just there's so many good things about mentorship, and she's got I think a VIP membership as well. So again, this is another one of those things where she's doing a lot of services and content out there, and just a course platform really wouldn't do it justice. So it's really cool to be able to see the big introduction here, and then of course we can join the boardroom. That's what they're calling it. So here's the free resources. Again, we talked about that, how important it is to have just something that's like for free that somebody can kind of get in the door at. So you can go ahead and get in for free. And again, the opt-in process is the same. And so I just opted in. So I'm on her mailing list now, and I get to see the product right away. So here I am. See, I get the welcome message, and then I get to see all the modules. And this is all free, right? And I can kind of see like what's going on here. So in this way, it very much acts like kind of a traditional course platform. But with that just very big difference of everything's in here, and I'm able to just kind of opt in and see everything. So even as I'm browsing these courses, I can see what the other things are. So we see people clicking on these things all the time, which is really cool. So someone's engaged in your business and engaged in your content, and they want to go ahead and explore. We allow you to do downloads. I think you can ask quiz questions. I was trying to see if there was one that was in there. So it's probably somewhere here. But it's just a lot of flexibility on how you set up your content. And I think that's another really important thing to mention, is that no two businesses are the same. So trying to do like some everything fits in one little box isn't going to work. So MemberVault allows you quite a bit of flexibility on what you can put inside of your MemberVault. And so this is what's cool. So here's where I don't think I was in Tanya's MemberVault yet. So I opted in for that free product, and now I can see back on the dashboard, here's my product, and then here's all the available ones. And so this is really cool to be able to see, like, now I know that there's one place I can go to get all this. I don't have to sort through my email or anything like that. And again, all of this leads back to the more traffic you have back in your account, the more engagement you're going to see, the more sales you're going to see. It's one of those positive feedback loops. So finally, let's go to probably one of the oldest MemberVault users, not older as in age, although I don't know how old Steve is. But he's been with us for ages, and it's been really cool to see his business grow as well. So Steve actually teaches people how to use the software called Ableton. And so he's dealing with audio recording studio folks, right? And what I like about this is just how different of a business this is, and yet it's working really, really well in MemberVault. So he does a really good job of introducing himself, having everything branded really well. Look how short and like to the point this is, which is just fantastic. So he's got his free resources here, his Ableton resources. You can see he's now has a video there. Really kind of explains what you're going to get inside of here. And then, of course, you can opt right in. Look, he even got fancy and put graphics in there. But, yeah, you can see he's already in there. And then, of course, I got too many windows open here. And then, of course, you can go back and let's see one of his paid products. So, buy now. So, you can see this is one of his premium courses. And what's cool is he's doing buy what you or pay what you can here as well. And he's done it by offering a number of different payment options. And this is really cool. Another thing, again, that MemberVault provides is this is just integrated with Stripe and PayPal. So here's credit card, or you can check out with PayPal. And these are all the different payment options that you can have. There's even coupon codes that you can add in there, all that kind of fun stuff. So all this is cooked right in the MemberVault to make your life a lot easier. So let's go back real quick. So yeah, so this is just, I wanted to show you just a few examples of just how good this can be. It's more than just like, oh, once I get somebody commit to a sale, I'll send them over to my course platform. Instead, we want you to kind of like get people inside of your MemberVault as soon as possible. As soon as they opt in for as soon as they opt into your list, and then they can really engage in your brand. So we call it the binge and buy method, and it works really, really well. It's just really cool to be able to see all the engagement and stuff like that. There's even like on the footer about section links to the social. It's just really a nice home point for your users and your audience to check stuff out. So let's go back real quick. So that's really that's all the examples. I wanted to show you 4 examples of how people are using this in the real world to kind of give you a gist of when you open up a blank account, it's pretty boring. So this is really cool to be able to see how people have added stuff in there. And again, this video is not going to be about like how to add a product, how to add a module, all that, it's not even going to be about all the features, because we could talk about gamification and drip courses and all that kind of stuff. But we're trying to keep this short. We're trying to keep this higher level, because this is really about the strategy. If you really lean into this, what most people are finding is that they're able to kind of leave behind the frantic launch funnel thing behind, or at least supplement it with this type of passive thing. We have heard more than one occasion of people being like, hey, I didn't even launch my course yet, but because it was in my MemberVault and I had my freebie in my MemberVault, I already made sales of it. They're making sales before they even launch the thing. And that's just always happening because of the passive nature of people going into your account and checking stuff out. So it's just a really, really big shift from the traditional way of thinking, and it works really, really well. And again, I told you we could sneak behind the curtains. Let me show you behind, because we use the MemberVault for us as well. So we sell custom domains. We sell our certified partner program. There's a number, our lifetime accounts. We sell a number of things inside of our MemberVault account, and we also have our training materials inside MemberVault as well. So if you go to membervault.co and open a new account, you can go ahead and you'll be invited in as well, because again, that's just part of our onboarding process, and you can have access to all the trainings and stuff like that in there. If you're an upgraded if you're an upgraded user, you also get access to some other content, swipe emails, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. And all that's done inside of our MemberVault. And what's crazy is that we don't have like a special version of it or whatever. We're literally using the same account that everyone else has. So actually, let me pop that up real quick. Let me share you our MemberVault account. I suppose we could do that. So this is really, so here's our MemberVault account. And so we can say, here's our team here. This is Erin's CEO. It's her strategy brain behind a lot of this stuff. This is Katrina, just all around incredible human. If you dealt with customer support, you have almost certainly dealt with Katrina. She is just a rock star. And then we have Ira, who she's doing a lot of our, she's also on support, but she's doing a lot of engagement in our Facebook community and stuff like that, and a lot of writing too. So it's a really cool team. So we do our little introduction here. And then again, we have a number, so our quick start, so that's really our kind of like get started now. But then there's a number of things that we sell here as well. And there's a number of products that are even hidden right now because we don't want to sell too many of them. And that's what's cool is MemberVault allows you to kind of toggle this stuff on and off. Now, the cool part is, why do all this, right? Okay, that all sounds good on paper, but what does it really mean? So we go back here. This is behind the scenes. So now I'm logged in as the admin of our MemberVault account. And what's really cool is like what you can see engagement-wise. So this is looking at, of course, here's all the payments and subscriptions and all that other kind of fun stuff that we have going on here, which is cool. And then here's hot leads, warm leads. I'll get into that in a second. But here's our engagement, right? And again, I'm just letting you look at this stuff. This is all in the past 30 days. So, and I can change this to run, I can run whatever date range I want here, but let's just look at the past 30 days. We can see our engagement by day, which is really cool. So we can kind of see how people are using it. And we can see which products are getting the most engagement. So this is just another, just amazing thing to be able to see. We can see which users are the most engaged. Especially if you're dealing with like, hey, I got an audience, but I don't know who's doing what. This will tell you. This is absolutely going to tell you. So here are our rock stars. Here's the top 10 engaged users platform-wide, or I should say our account-wide, not platform-wide. Across the board with our products. So you can really see, you can dig into like what's going on. And I can even click into any one of these people, right? And I can see, wow, this person's really rocking it. And I can see what percentage done of each of these products. So, this person's 87% done this. So like you can look like, wow, they're really going for it. And then you can also see the user log. So this is probably going to be a long one, but you can see I signed up on the 5th of this month and then has gone through and done all these things. And again, this is really cool. You can really walk a mile in your users' shoes, which is really cool to do. So let's pop back real quick. So we can see all of this. We can see all of our engagement. We can even drill down per product, which is really cool. So let's say like, here's our MV Insider, or let's go to Quick Start. Here's our Quick Start. There's our free product. So let's say I wanted to see like how people are doing in this, how they're progressing. So, and I haven't actually looked at this in a long time, so we're both learning this together. So I open up Quick Start, and of course I can see the engagement over time, right? This is good if you're running like, if you're running like a membership or something and you really want to keep people engaged and keep them paying that monthly fee, this is going to be really important for you because you're going to want to see constant activity. If it starts crashing and flatlining it, people are going to start canceling. What's really cool here too is to see, of course, you can see who your most engaged users are, but you can also look at engagement by lesson. And this is really cool to see where people drop off, right? So if you have a progressive type of course where it's, step, 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 you can see how that's working and like where your high points are. So I think we have this open. I don't think you have to do this in order, which is why we got some big bars here and some low bars here. So our most popular is our 6 email swipes. So we give you like just templates of 6 different emails to send and why. That is the most popular. And again, this is great feedback for you as a content creator to see what's going on. And then we can see like, there's also like less engaged, and these are I think some of our certified partners, which don't get clicked on as much. We have different ways of promoting them right now too, so that makes sense. And then we can kind of look at the anatomy of a MemberVault account. So we can kind of see like what content's really working and what content's not working, which is really, really, really cool to be able to see. And then of course we can see like what's going on, here as far as which users are the most engaged inside of that product. So it gives you such a great insight on what's going on inside of your account. And then finally, I think this is my favorite thing because let's face it, if you are using this to do any kind of courses or membership or anything like that, you're in sales business too, right? But everyone hates doing sales, like everyone hates launching. But we've taken a lot of this guesswork out of it for you. So typically what happens in a lot of the launch funnel method is, I'm in launch mode, so I'm just going to spam my list until they unsubscribe or buy. And that's just kind of a bad approach. When you could take a much more targeted approach here. And this is what we have called hot and warm leads. And so what we're doing here is, so a hot lead is somebody who has looked at the same product over multiple days and multiple times. So we can even see here, like Becky's like checking out MV Insider, which is a product that is locked until you have an upgraded account. So here's somebody Becky has looked at it on the 20th, on the 6th, and the 15th. So you can see like which day she's actually like looked at it, and you can see how many EP, which is engagement points. So we have a little numeric system which kind of shows you how engaged a person is. Remember that super engaged person that was on the top of our list? Well, there it is, like 378. And that is, so that just, it's kind of a numeric representation of how much they've done inside of your account. So it's a really nice way of looking at it. So if you see a hot lead that keeps checking out the same product, they have a decently high EP, you can absolutely reach out to them. You can give them something. I have a whole podcast episode on Aaron's The Vault podcast about what to do with your hot and warm leads. It's really, really good to be able to do this. And it's not about hard selling. It's about serving and showing up. But this just shows you who to reach out to. So we have thousands and thousands of people in here, right? We have thousands and thousands of people, and yet I can look down, and I've whittled thousands and thousands down to 48, right? That's a really nice filter. 48 people that are looking at something over and over again, right? So that's just really cool to be able to see what's going on there. And then warm leads are people that have looked at a product once. So these are, you could treat these like kind of like ad clicks, right? Like, so here's people that have like clicked on the product once. And so they clicked into it. Like, they didn't just see it and scroll past. They saw it, they clicked into it to check it out. And so it does mean something. And so that's just really cool. But you'll see the EP numbers are a little bit lower here, which makes sense. And so this just goes back to support our original, idea that the more engaged people are, the more interested in your products they are, the more they'll buy. And that's all what this all wraps up into being. And so, yeah, that's just really a nice crash course on how you can use MemberVault for your content your digital content business. So there's so much more to dig into. Again, we're coming up on 30 minutes, so I want to cap it here. We could talk about gamification. We could talk about actions. We could talk about how MemberVault integrates with your email platform and how you can automate a lot of this follow-up. There's so many things that we could talk about. We have a built-in affiliate program, so you can have people selling your products and you can, know what to pay them and stuff like that. And then, of course, there's the quiz answers, which are just an amazing way to like connect with your audience and see what's going on. So you can drop questions in any of these products and people answer them, both multiple choice and open-ended. And it gives you just such a great connection with what's going on. So in fact, let me log on, see Petra here, and then see, so quiz answer. So when you click into anyone's profile, you can actually look here to see like what questions that they answered. So remember how we talked about like, if you see someone on a hot lead thing and you want to reach out, but I don't know what to say. If you've asked some questions, you do know what to say. So this is just such a nice like view into the, like, I don't know this person personally, and yet I have an insight on what's going on, which I think is really, really just, it's so important. It's all about connection. It's all about engagement. And that's what we're really trying to support here. So if you have any questions, by all means, let me know. You can have a free account. Just go to membervault.co. You can open up a free account. If you already have one, just go ahead and you can, if you forget what your URL is on membervault.co, you can look up your account to see if you have it there. We have chat support for free and paid users. So even if you're just a free user, we have chat support available to you. And of course, we have our amazing Facebook collaborative group, which is wildly supportive as well. So there's so many different ways to help, but I hope you enjoyed this like kind of crash course and view on what MemberVault is and how it can help your business.